They did what no one in American Olympic history had ever done.
Relatively new dismount for JC. Handles it well. JC Phelps gets the Americans off to a strong start.
In '92, she won a bronze medal as a member of the U.S. team. She and her team are headed for gold. One by one, they are cranking it. The Americans are nailing it, and the crowd loves it. Take a look at history. No American gymnastics team has won a team gold medal in a fully attended Olympics.
It was not easy to follow a group called the Magnificent Seven. The new American generation struggled after the 1996 Olympics. Literally and figuratively, they lost their grip. They were no longer among the world elite.
The downfall, the sudden downfall, for the first place to the sixth place, was not the American way of performing.
Bella came charging out of retirement.
Double rotation, real high. Real high. Get it up a little higher. Good and strong, good and strong, good.
Let's go with the wind. The fever of the game started to hit each of them and to get in their heart and in their mind. They still have that fire. They still have this ambition. And they still have the pride to come out successful.
The Olympic dream burns for the young Americans. They want the chance to be great, too. Can he mold them? Will he choose them? Nothing is guaranteed in Bella's world. That's because the veterans, 5 of those who heard the roar in Atlanta, have also accepted the challenge of Sydney. This dream is crowded. As a result, there's a lot of tension here at the Kiel Center in St. Louis, Missouri. NBC Sports welcomes you to the 2000 USA Gymnastics Championship, and we will have a champion at the conclusion of tomorrow. And the top 12 will go on to the Olympic trials. But to get to the Olympics, you have to impress Bella Karolyi and the other 3 members of the selection committee who will choose the team that represents the United States in Sydney. Now, one of the Magnificent Seven has had a dreadful start. DOMINIQUE MOCEANU has done something bad to her ankle. We know her story. She divorced her parents. After the gold medal at the Goodwill Games, her life unraveled. She stopped training. She was overweight. Now she has refound herself when everyone said she couldn't come here and do this with Coach Mary Lee Tracy. What a way for this to start for her.
In warm-up, she rolls her ankles, and I've been there before. A million things race through your mind. Fear, panic. Can I land on it? Am I going to be able to do my tumbling passes?
And you know that she is extremely nervous at this point. Bella is watching her every move. He's made it very clear he wants to see the competitive fire.
He wants to see fighters. Mary Lee Tracy, her coach from Cincinnati, comes over.
Let go, have a good time out there, Moch. Give it all you got, put yourself into it. You'll be fine.
There's so much going on right now. DOMINIQUE MOCEANU, at this point, could allow the thought to withdraw and petition to the Olympic trials, but she knows that is not what Bella Karolyi would want to see. He would want to see her somehow find a way to take the deepest breath of her life and get through it.
Mary Lee admitted to me this morning that it doesn't matter that she's her coach now. Moceanu's been looking over her shoulder all week long to see if Bella's been watching her.
And this is the pass where the injury happened.
She's tough and proven it in so many ways.
one more major physical test for that ankle. Her toughest tumbling pass, triple full.
Come here to win the national championship, so forget the score. I think she registered in the way that she would want to in Bella's head, don't you?
Gutsy performance.
Good job, babe. Great performance. Great job.
We do have to remember one thing. Bella is also looking at the skill level, and on this final tumbling pass, her triple twist, she did not complete it. She will not get credit for this.
Her body should land exactly like that. Her feet hit the floor, she's sideways, not gonna get the element.
And it's reflected in the score, 8.925. Remember, she does have to finish in the top 12 to get to the Olympic trials. Now, one of the big questions here is, can KRISTEN Maloney overcome surgery to her shoulder and her leg and win a third straight U.S. national championship? She comes from the parquets of Allentown, PA.
Well, she told me she has done less training on tumbling and vaulting. She has had to pull out her experience.
1.5 twisting Yurchenko right here. Good start for Maloney. That shin has bothered her for so long. Her coach Donna Strauss tells me landing forward like this, very pounding on it.
Remember, this is a blind landing. And again, the women get 2 vaults. The first vault, her maximum start value was a 9.8. She'll increase it right here.
Add another half twist. Double twist.
Wow.
Goal number 1 for Maloney, make that Olympic team, but she's got a chance to grab some history. Become 3-time national champion, earn the reputation. Top U.S. gymnast will help her chances in Sydney.
Across the floor is Vanessa Atler. It started 3 years ago. Her problem on the uneven bars. She fell. It cost her a national championship. She tied with Christy Powell. In major competitions since, she has continued to stumble off the uneven bars. She left Beth and Steve Rybacki, her longtime coaches, and even California, and headed to Plano, Texas, where she teams up with a former Russian daredevil in Valery Lyukin. She has loved the enthusiasm that he has given her, the newfound confidence that he has given her, and this is put up or shut up time. There's Beth and Steve. It was an emotional, gut-wrenching time for them in that split.
And her coach, Valery Lyukin, has said that he has felt such tremendous responsibility to be coaching an athlete at this level. He's responsible for this new change of bar routine for Vanessa.
Problems have always really been mental on this event.
And have taken place up top right there, once again.
Unbelievable. Just doubted herself a little bit.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Again.
Supposed to go over the top in that handstand.
She just did a warm-up bar routine prior to this competition that was unbelievable. I thought she's back.
She's done a lot of extra gymnastics here, gonna be tired.
That's a disastrous beginning for Vanessa Atler. An Olympic dream hangs in the balance here, and what damage she has done to that dream remains to be seen.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine, babe. Hey, it's okay. You have 2 days with me. Don't worry about it.
He's saying don't worry about it, but he definitely is, and so is Vanessa, and I guarantee you Bella is as well.
Wait. Look at me. Calm down. We have 2 days with me. Don't worry about it. You okay? Okay. You'll be fine. You're going to get the normal score. Don't worry. Calm down, okay? Don't worry. Everything's fine. Take them off. Forget it.
You know, Lyukin told me that she can do bars. She learns quickly. He doesn't need to teach her technique. He needs to get her to believe. Right there, she needed to believe. She would have gone over the bar. Just keep going. But she holds back.
And again, disaster on the low bar. One of her transition moves to get back up to the high bar. Again, she needed to go over, bails out, and tries to make a recovery.
but she did recover just a little bit. We have seen it worse from Vanessa Atler. She got it together, maybe just in time. We'll see.
And we have seen Vanessa come back on the very next routine to score big. Now, Shannon Miller is going to petition her way to the Olympic trials, but her participation in this event is a little bit strange. She's going to go around and touch what we're told to be 3 of the 4 apparatus and then perform perhaps later on the uneven bars.
And she did that very well, didn't she?
A very good touch, yes. Well, it's 5 of the Magnificent 7.
Nice job.
Atler, Maloney, Ray, and White in St. Louis, the gateway to the West, the gateway to the Olympics.
The U.S. Gymnastics Championships are brought to you by John Hancock, official worldwide sponsor of the 2000 Olympic Games.
If you took a poll here at the Kiel Center in St. Louis of the 4 favored American women gymnasts, you'd find Vanessa Atler, KRISTEN Maloney, Elise Ray, and Morgan White on that list.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're talking to Bella Caroli, he calls her the most stable.
Nice job, Morgan! Excellent. Aggressive. You know how you feel on top here? Get on top there and bring it up and over the top.
And Mary Lee
Good.
Tracy
Round
tells
off
us that
handspring.
Morgan
Think of those ones
finally
that land
feels a
out
little
here.
bit like a
Solid.
veteran now,
That's when you went
not
round
the
off that
underdog.
handspring. All right?
And Mary Lee is busy here. She's got Alyssa Beckerman, another talented American. We've already seen her with MOCEANU. She's doing something right in Cincinnati.
This is a big step for Morgan. She has upgraded her vault. This is the most difficult vault she's ever done.
And struggled with it all week. 1.5 twist.
Oh, boy.
No good.
It's all right. It's all right. Hey, it's over. All right? Oh, God. Morgan, you rushed. Cut everything off.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Hey. It's over, okay? We've got 2 more events that are going to count. All right? Stay with it.
No question, vaulting has been her weakest event for a long
Wait a
while.
minute. What about how fragile she is?
Yeah, it's you have to remember that nobody is guaranteed, especially with the selection procedures they've got.
And she knew she had to upgrade every routine coming into this competition.
I talked to Kim Zemeskel about this. The one thing that Bella Caroli is not you, John, it's crying. Now, here's another one of the Atlanta veterans, DOMINIQUE DAWES. And in a conversation with Bella Caroli, if you asked him who was the biggest surprise on those training camp days in Houston, he would say DOMINIQUE DAWES.
She was extremely impressive at the June training camp.
And elements like this make her a real contender. Watch. Oh! But her coach, Kelly Hill, tells me it is just like the other 2 times with DOMINIQUE DAWES, just as nervous.
And the big question mark here is, will she perform a full twisting double tuck dismount to give her the value that she needs for this routine? And she does.
Score 1 for the veterans.
Yeah, I saw her at the training camp. I couldn't believe how far she'd come so fast.
That's Coach Kelly Hill.
Okay, hips up. Get your head set on beam.
This is the most exciting release move to me in women's gymnastics.
Watch how high.
Just like she did in '96.
The one comment Bella has made over and over again, though, is I wish some of these veterans had decided to jump in a little bit sooner.
Good score, 9.475. Now let's go to Jamie Dantzscher. We've watched her go through the trials and tribulations, the emotions, negative and positive. She left Beth and Steve Rybacki when Vanessa Atler was still there. Now she's back with Beth and Steve Rybacki, and she now is their last possible ticket to the Olympics.
This is a brand new exercise with a brand new opening tumbling pass. Tumbling pass. She's actually taken her old pass and put it right here. A little bit of a deduction there on the landing.
Jamie Dantzscher looking pretty happy with what she just did out there.
You had to work it in.
Three big tumbling passes, huge difficulty, great exercise.
Across Kiel Center, Vanessa ATLER, after the problem on bars we've seen so often, her exhibit a special toughness to go to the balance beam and nail it.
And that is remarkable. You always rotate from the uneven bars to beam, and right off the bat, this is what is so remarkable about this young athlete. Most competitors don't struggle on the bars. If they're fearful of something, it's the beam, but she always seems to get it back together. Another big one.
I've always marveled at Vanessa and the way that she's able to conquer her balance beam routine. She's so powerful, as we just saw in her tumbling passes. This jump connection there, getting an incredible height.
4 events going on simultaneously, so if Vanessa ATLER really doesn't like this music from floor exercise, she's got to overcome that too.
More importantly, this is exactly what you'll be hearing at the Olympic Games. Everything's going on at the same time.
And Al, I would be willing to guess she doesn't even hear the floor music when she's on beam. However, on bars, that might be a different story. She's just a totally different competitor on this event. Dismount coming up right here. I tell you, time after time, I'm blown away that she can struggle so dramatically on bars, and 15 minutes later, get back into the game and flip around on a 4-inch wide piece of wood.
So the comeback of Vanessa ATLER is underway. Jamie Dantzscher gets a score of 9.60. She takes the lead here in St. Louis. Vanessa ATLER gets a very solid 9.525, so she is back in the picture. Now, if you're at a gymnastics event like this, the one thing you sense when you hear the ovation of the fans is that Elise Ray, to gymnastics fans, has it.
She has absolutely just skyrocketed up the ladder. She is now being looked at as the leader of this team.
Because of elements like that, and right here again.
She was a bar finalist at the World Championships last year and has told us that she actually has more difficulty she's planning to add in her routine.
Rough start on the vault. She scored a 9.037.
Watch this, 2 in a row, beautiful.
Right down to the toe point.
Big dismount. And I'll tell you, a hug from Kelly Hill, that means something here. Look at the height on this release skill. She actually can do these releases right here in combination. No extra giant, would be the first in the world to complete that combination. I think she's USA Women's Gymnastics' best chance for a medal in Sydney.
Big score, and a 9.80 moves Elise Ray into second place. Surprise, Jamie Dantzscher is in the lead. KRISTEN Maloney is finding the defense of her 3rd straight national championship difficult at the moment. Jamie Dantzscher with her coaches, Beth and Steve Rybacki. Meanwhile, MOCEANU is on the outside looking in as far as the Olympic trials. She's 14th. She's got to be top 12 for her Olympic dream to continue. Back in St. Louis after this. Amy Chow is one of the Magnificent Seven that you can catch up with at NBCOlympics.com. And if you went there, you'd find out she's still pre-med at Stanford, but she is now finally and fully committed to returning to the Olympics.
I asked Amy about that decision coming back to gymnastics, and interestingly enough, she never based it on any U.S. results, and she couldn't verbalize to me why she was doing this.
Olympic silver medalist on this event right here.
She is a natural bar worker, just like Elise Ray. Big elements right here.
New element right there, stolen from the men. Release combination right here.
Gorgeous.
Little bit close. Little bit close, caused her to straddle her legs.
What happened there?
That was a close call. Almost went over. You saw her lower back arch, but this is experience. She knows how to pull it together.
Sticks the landing. Bella Caroli has acknowledged that the youth deserve to be part of the Olympics, but he has also said he thinks the team needs the veterans. The question is, which one, 2 or 3?
Take a look at this release skill. She comes in a teeny bit close, and it affects the next skill, a pack salto to the low bar.
Those legs come apart, slight deduction.
Good score for Amy Chow. That should make her the highest standing veteran right now. Meanwhile, Jamie Dantzscher's 9.275 on the beam and 9.6 on the floor with the best of everybody here. Can she keep it going?
You know, she told the Rybeckies that all she could offer them was will, desire, and effort, and it is paying off for her.
She struggled on this event in the past. Oh.
Yeah, substantial steps.
Actually, a great vault, though. Big, big power. This is where she has had problems, but it's usually under rotation. This, just too much power, too big steps on the landing. That's going to hurt the score.
Her second vault is the same start value. It's a 9.8, the same as her first vault, but this one's done with a 1.5 twist from her Yurchenko.
Great landing. When you do it like that, it looks so easy.
Her coach, Beth Rybacki, was supposed to go to the 1980 Olympics, was on the team, then came President Carter's boycott. She thought Vanessa Atler would be her ticket to Sydney. Now all she's got left is Jamie Dantzscher. Earlier this year at a gymnastics event in Las Vegas, the organizers needed a last-minute fill-in, so they made the call across town to the daughter of 2 casino dealers and summoned TASHA SCHWIKERT. Well, since then, she has gotten the attention of everyone and really made the most of an opportunity.
One area that she's improved greatly on is the uneven bars. They've really bumped up her start value so she can be competitive for this team.
And Bella Caroli really likes her.
He likes the long lines, the European look, very similar to a Betty Aquino. Beautiful dismount, double laid out somersault. And a great landing. Ironically, she has a stress fracture in her foot. She wasn't able to fully participate in all of the camps, but remember, that is what they're looking for. They're looking for toughness. She's not a Shannon Miller. She's a young kid. She's got to prove it time after time. Bella is watching.
Yes, and Bella wants a closer look at some of the numbers that have developed so far here in St. Louis. Jamie Dantzscher's second vault score, a 9.3 after the 9.0 for an average final score of 9.15. She'll lose the lead but still be top 5. TASHA SCHWIKERT gets a very solid 9.55, so she moves into 4th spot. Meanwhile, Vanessa Atler has moved from 21st after the unevens to 8th with a solid beam score. Here she is now on floor exercise.
This is a brand new floor exercise routine with a new tumbling pass.
Here's the new tumbling pass right here. just so dynamic on floor, on beam, on vaulting. It makes it's so hard to understand how she can struggle so much mentally
And
on
look,
one event on the bars.
and check out the power in this tumbling pass. Absolutely beautiful. 2.5 twists, way up there. Rebounds, front layout. She gets some valuable bonus points there.
And how good? 9.675. They haven't been throwing a lot of those around here today. From 21st to 8th to 6th. More to come in the third rotation. Back to St. Louis in a moment. Elise Ray started slowly with a 9.037 on the vault, but then rebounded big time on the uneven bars.
And this is an exercise that shows off her beauty, her grace. You need to pay attention not only to the difficulty that she has, her creativity, which she showed right there, but look at the work that she does up on her toes. This is really tough. First, her acrobatic series.
All these athletes have to perform on the beam, but they also walk a tightrope injury-wise.
Really tough combination right there. Double turn, recovers well.
About a month ago, a bone chip lodged itself in the joint of her knee. Past injury, they had to go in there, scope it out.
And we are just a few weeks removed from that surgery, so it's pretty amazing.
Kelly Hill says up until right before they left, she was very cautious of the knee, but
has been really aggressive here. This is what the international judges love to watch. This type of work, not only the acrobatic skills, but the fact that the in-between stuff, the dance elements, are all up on the toes. It's absolutely beautiful.
Elise Ray.
And Elfie, that is one of the things that's available here in St. Louis. The prestige of going to the Olympics as the national champion. That gets you something. Elise Ray is better every time you see her, and that's part of the Olympics too. Not only do you want to get to Sydney, but you want to be at your best, your peak. DOMINIQUE MOCEANU.
Al, if there was an event that I had to pick that I thought she was going to struggle on, when I heard she was really making a serious attempt at this comeback, I thought it would be bars. It's never been one of her stronger events.
She's only had one competition since 1998, and that was the Classics just a few weeks ago.
Has struggled there in training, but wow, that was great.
Now she needs a good score. If this event ended right now, she'd be out of it. No Olympic trials. You have to finish in the top 12.
That was a mistake.
Small mistake.
So what that means is she has to absolutely stick this dismount. One baby step back.
Nothing wrong with her popularity, is there?
I'm so so frightened.
Come on, come on.
Not that big of a deal score-wise, but right here, she is supposed to continue to stay on the other side of the bar, has to fall over. She told me that this happens in training, but she has a cover-up. It's not what she wanted to do, though.
Again, that's the experience of being able to react very quickly to a mistake that could have been potentially much more costly.
I'm going to do some bar work with you.
She's done herself a real solid. With the score of 9.5, DOMINIQUE MOCEANU has put herself right on top of the bubble. She's 12th. We have a new leader. It's Elise Ray, but it's very, very tight between her and the two-time defending champion, KRISTEN Maloney. So after 3 rotations with 1 to go on this opening day of competition, Amy CHOW making a statement for the veterans. TASHA SCHWIKERT remaining a big part of this picture. And the picture has not included Shannon Miller just yet. This conversation with her coach Steve Nuno is the first indication that she is going to perform on at least one apparatus, the uneven bars. We'll see what it looks like next.
Is now
Here in St. Louis, the Magnificent Seven have been reduced to a Magnificent Five. Shannon Miller hasn't done anything except touched an apparatus. J.C. Phelps is 18th. Dominique MOCEANU is 12th. Dominique Dawes is 10th. Amy Chow is the highest-ranking gold medalist from Atlanta.
This was the one apparatus that Mark Young was very fearful of, and that's basically based on Amy's history on the balance beam. She's had many falls, including this year, the American Cup Series. Big skill coming up for Amy.
This is fantastic.
One of the hardest skills on the balance beam.
Unreal. And you know, her coach, Mark Young, has been the most outspoken and critical person about the change in the selection procedures and giving all the power to basically Bella Caroli. Each one of the coaches, each one of the athletes had to sign an agreement stating that they reviewed, understood, and agreed with the selection procedures. He said he signed his, he just crossed out agreed.
And that process is a 4-person committee led by Bella Caroli to select the 6 members of the Olympic team after the Olympic trials. No matter where you place in this event or in the trials, you are guaranteed nothing except consideration.
This routine absolutely needs to be considered. Coming up, one of the most difficult dismounts. Triple twist.
Big time gymnastics, start to finish.
Overall, this has been a very good, solid, consistent day for Amy Chow. The same could be said for the leader after 3 rotations.
On the floor exercise,
Elise Ray.
Saw her a few years ago, and quite frankly, I wasn't all that impressed. But every time you see her, looks a little bit more refined, and she is truly world class.
Puts a smile on my face. This is what floor exercise is all about, the blend of tumbling and the dance, and she has it.
How about using the spring in the floor?
This is gymnastics. Do something really big and make it look like you're flying, make it look beautiful, make it look easy. It's great.
Elise Ray remains in the lead with a 9.75. Right behind her in second place is Amy Chow with a 9.65. So that's why they're pretty happy about things. Meanwhile, we've been waiting. So far, all Shannon Miller has done is gone around and touched 3 apparatus. Finally, on the uneven bars, we're going to see what she's got. Why exactly did she go through the formality of doing that?
It's a rule that if you've got to stay in the entire competition, you got to touch each piece of apparatus, and this is all gamesmanship. It's all about strategy. It's all about only putting Shannon Miller out there when she's going to look not good, but great.
The last time Shannon competed this exercise was at an international competition a month ago. She fell. She knows she needs to hit.
Shannon's always going to do a clean, a tight exercise. She has struggled a little bit on the dismount. Endurance is a factor.
Well, she's still in good form, but obviously she's not going to finish in the top 12 here. How does she keep her Olympic dream going?
Well, she has to petition. And what that means for her, believe it or not, even with all the medals this young lady has, she's got to go to Bella Caroli's ranch in Texas before the Olympic trials and prove readiness, go through an exact competition.
And she has to perform all 4 events.
But this is what's so amazing about Shannon Miller. She shouldn't have been able to stick that landing. It was just a little too low, a little too under-rotated, but somehow she's able to pull things out. It's amazing.
Shannon Miller with a hairline fracture in her leg, very similar to the injury that KRISTEN Maloney won her national championship on last year. DOMINIQUE MOCEANU, like Maloney, still to come as day 1 of the 2000 U.S. Gymnastics Championships draws to a close. Not everybody likes it, but it's going to be fascinating to watch the selection process for the women's gymnastics team that goes to Sydney. Bella Caroli, Tracy Talavera, Marilyn Cross, Shari Knight Hunter, 4 people who will make the 6 picks. Somebody is going to be irritated at the choices they make. Here's DOMINIQUE MOCEANU. Is she still in the mix or not?
I was talking to Mary Lee Tracy, and she was telling me, you know, I've never had an athlete that has wanted it so badly. If only I had 3 more months with her.
She doesn't.
All of these athletes need to impress Bella. Mary Lee Tracy told me that at Dominique's core, she feels a need to please Bella. He was her coach in 1996, the one that made all of her Olympic dreams first time around come true.
When this is over, DOMINIQUE MOCEANU will tell you she's had quite a night. Before anything got started, in warm-up in the first rotation, she injured her ankle. She was in tears. Her Olympics, who knew? But it felt like a disaster that she has recovered from. She has gone from being outside the Olympic trials bubble to being right on the edge. Right now, she is in 12th.
Well, Al, you know, she missed a couple of connections, but I think most importantly, she proved that she's a fighter, she's a scrapper, she's going to struggle, and that's going to help come down the line when they got to start choosing.
4th and final look at KRISTEN Maloney today. Tomorrow we'll see if she can win her 3rd straight national championship. Here she is on the floor. She needs a big 9.80 score to take the lead.
And it can happen. I think this routine is the most difficult tumbling being performed in the world today.
Just a little reminder about who's the boss around here.
What a tumbling machine, man.
Always good job. Way to go. Way to go.
Good job. Nice, nice job.
Kelly Hill there. That's not Kristen Maloney's coach. Bill Strauss there is, so that's good support by everybody.
And they are recognizing just how difficult this tumbling pass was. Whip into an immediate double layup. Awesome.
Kristen Maloney gets a 9.825. She's your leader. And as a result, she's the national floor exercise champion on this day one. So there's a lot to celebrate for the team from Pennsylvania. We still have a lot more competition to go, though. We'll do it all again tomorrow. But right now, here are the standings. Maloney, then Elise Ray, Amy Chow, Jamie Dancher, a big surprise today. Alyssa Beckerman, Vanessa Atler, and TASHA SCHWIKERT. Let's go down on the floor to Beth Ruyak. Beth?
Thank you, Al. Bella Caroli's eyes are looking for an Olympic team, but you walk down here saying, wow.
Wow. I think justifiably you can say wow. Wow for the excitement, wow from the drama, wow for everything, whatever was going on the floor. It was a very, very much disputed national championship, first part of the national championship. And I believe after all this one, the young generation prevailed, and that's good. But at the same time, we still believe we would need a little bit more from the older generation, but at this time they did not prove yet.
Have you found your leader yet?
Well, the leaders are already designated, I believe, by the ranking. Ray, Maloney, Chow, the three leaders, I believe, that are strong, and there is no doubt about it. They are very, very good performers.
Thank you, Bella.
You're very welcome.
Well, Bella names 3, and that could be half the Olympic team. For Dominique Dawes, a trip to the Olympic trials is in jeopardy. Tomorrow, she needs to finish 2 places better to get there. Elise Ray came to St. Louis to impress, and she finished with the look of a winner. J.C. Phelps has withdrawn and petitioned to the trials. While Alyssa Beckerman is top 5, she's fighting, and like all the others, doesn't know how good is good enough to catch the eye of the man who's proven he knows what it takes. Today, we watch Dominique MOCEANU play through the pain to keep her hope alive with grit and gold medal experience. Bad start, good finish. And we were reminded that Kristen Maloney is the #1 right now. Tomorrow at 7 Eastern and Pacific, the conclusion of the U.S. Gymnastics Championships here on NBC.